We are back today with the Hoka Clifton 10, the latest daily trainer. It's actually not even the latest, upcoming daily trainer from Hoka, dropping in a few weeks, so I'm gonna let you know who this is best for. Now, if you are searching for a new daily trainer and you do not wanna pay full price, make sure you're on the Supwell app. Supwell app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace for hobby joggers. We also have the best running community out there. If you're new to running and you have any questions on your training, how to build the habit, what shoes you should get, post them on the app and you'll have a flood of answers. Most supportive place, best running shoe deals, Supwell app. Enjoy today's video. Bang. Breakfast with the birds out here, man. Breakfast fit for a king.
So nice out. Mason? Are you going to come sit with us, Ira?
I think he's doing his own thing over there. Oh, the lights, yeah.
They're not plugged in. They're plugged in. They're actually plugged in together, but they don't go on.
Ira, Mommy told me that you and
One
Sam
bite.
saw
Everybody knows the rules.
bald eagle. That's amazing. Dad is busy. Ooh, this looks good. The dark is on fire.
Fire. Lovely breakfast this morning, man. I had 6 blueberry pancakes. So it's a Saturday morning today. I'm going to keep it pretty chill. I did a crazy workout yesterday. 6 kilometers at about 3:05 per kilometer clip. That was one of my best speed workouts ever, actually. I ended up pushing my workout to Friday so that I could have a few more days of recovery after the long run Sunday. I just had a few weeks of pretty good training. So Saturday is always my recovery day. And I was thinking, man, what should I run in? This is what I was thinking yesterday, actually. What should I run in? In the Clifton, this is the Clifton 10 I've had in my office for a few weeks now. It's a simple shoe. I ran it one other time other than yesterday afternoon. I have a total of 8 miles on it now. It's a shoe that doesn't require a lot of testing to figure out. Simple foam here, old school, traditional EVA. It actually has really good impact absorption. It's not the softest, it's not the bounciest, but it is decently soft and it is decently peppy. It's one of those shoes right at that $150 price point, like the Nike Vomero, that you can just buy and be happy with and not think about it all too much, right? And people come to this channel, the people who like watching my shoe reviews on carbon plated shoes and the newest speed trading shoes. I think people come to hear the hot takes. And I've gotten this reputation that I'm a contrarian, which is not actually the case. Even if you look at the reviews where I'm burying a shoe and then you go and read somebody else's review, it's usually pretty similar. It's just I give my opinion in a way that is outspoken. I think that's what it is. But with a shoe like this or the Vomero 18 or the Nimbus 27, a lot of these everyday running shoes that are designed to have mass market appeal, there's not a lot wrong with them, other than they're just popular shoes. And if you're the type of person that doesn't like pop music or calls football sports ball and you make fun of people for watching football and basketball, then you might like the shoe. If you're a hipster, if you're a shoe hipster or a hipster in general, what's the current way people say hipster? Because that was 10 years ago, right? 10, 11, 12 years ago. What does Gen Z call hipsters now? But I guess the whole aesthetic of Gen Z is being a hipster, right? Being cynical. That's kind of what Gen Z is all about. Us millennials, we were about buying into the collective spirit of fun. And then Gen Z came along and said, nah, we hate everything fun. If you like fun, you're chuggy. You know what chuggy means? It means you're corny for liking things that are fun, like Harry Potter. Clifton 10, this is a chuggy shoe. This is the millennial dad type of shoe. It's everyone and anyone's shoe who just wants something comfortable, man. And Hoka is a brand for comfort. That's what I've gotten in my first few runs here. 2 30-minute runs. I'm not going to be taking this out for 20 miles with marathon pace. My best friend from college, by the way, Dante, he ran, I mentioned this in the first round review, but he did run the Chicago Marathon in the last version of this shoe. So people do it. But for me, with the type of shoes that I test and the mileage that I run, I try to find the best use case for these shoes. And that's why I'm pulling for it on a beautiful Saturday morning like this. It is another Saturday morning review type of shoe. So let's lace these thing up. No music today because it's another Saturday morning review. So if you polled 1,000 people who run once a week, twice a week, and you ask them, what's your number one criteria for picking a running shoe? Budget, speed, technology, comfort. The number one, if you had them rank everything, the number one that's going to rise to the top is comfort. Most people just want a comfortable running shoe. And if you think about how the majority of people are shopping for running shoes in person, if you go into a running store, you lace it up, are you doing a maximal sprint outside? No. You're putting the shoe on to see how it feels. You're lacing it up to see how comfortable it is. And for that, a shoe like the Clifton is great. The upper has just enough room for me. It is slightly shallower in the front here than another brand like a New Balance, but great padding. It feels like it's designed for comfort, and there's no weirdness with the step in here. It's a very planted experience. And I'm 6'2", 160 pounds. At my walking and standing paces or postures, it doesn't feel particularly soft. But I noticed as I was picking up the pace yesterday on a 4-mile recovery run at an 8:40 pace or an 8:30 pace, which is the slowest I'll really ever go in a run when I'm feeling beat up, it doesn't feel all that soft. It does feel cushioned, and it has a great impact absorption. But then as I speed it up closer to my normal everyday miles, or if I'm pushing the stroller, meaning I'm putting more force down per step, it does feel softer. So the more force that you're putting down through this shoe, and also as you put more miles and break it in, the faster it will be. Let's do a walk test. I said the faster it will be. I meant the softer it will be. Some days it's hard to land the plane, especially on Saturday. But there's no days off at the shoe market. So yeah, I can tell this is gonna have some break in and soften up. 8 miles on it now. After this run, we'll have 12 miles, but there's good support on this foam, good stability. Hoka has been chided for their durability. They do have good rubber coverage on this, and in my experience, those durability concerns with Hoka are overblown. I took the Mach 5 to 300 miles, but it is, of course, going to depend on how you wear down your shoes. If you're a harder wearer on your shoes, they're going to go quicker. Now, this doesn't feel like a completely basic running shoe. A lot of people, if they're into the shoe sicko community, you might think, okay, the Clifton, it's super old school, and this foam isn't exciting. It's not as bouncy as a Neo Zen or soft as a Neo Zen or as fast as a Nova Blast, but just out here, there's good support. The rocker is nice. It has that smooth comfort. Hoka has the best rockers in the game. Really smooth roll down here. And overall feels like a well put together shoe. This is something I felt with the Clifton 9 as well. It's not a shoe that I want to run in all the time, but when I lace it up for walking, it's always decently comfortable. And this foam here, it still is the compression molded EVA, but it feels slightly more comfortable than the last version. It's maybe 2% peppier and softer. It overall just feels like a better tuned foam for running. Not as good as the Bandai. That's the max cushion option. That's going to be the best one if you want a cushioned, comfortable shoe for longer distances. But this is solid. This is overall a solid shoe for its intended use case. So with that, let's go get our recovery miles in this morning. 30 minutes around the hood, 4 miles. It's a beautiful day. So the main ride quality you're going to be getting out of the Clifton 10 is smooth comfort. They've gone up to the 8mm drop here, so you're getting more cushion in the heel, 8 more than in the forefoot. Great impact absorption. It's not a super max stack shoe, but it still is up near 40mm. And then good control in the front. It's one of these shoes where I can just set it and forget it. It's not fussy at all. Smooth comfort from the rocker paired with this foam. This is the type of shoe that just makes me baffled that Diadora is trying to sell the Atomo Star at 240 bucks. The foam here is really nice. If you could picture a Puma Mag Max, a shoe like that, with less bounce, but the same impact protection in a lower stack, that's what this is. The protection here packs a huge punch for how streamlined the feel is. And a lot of brands want to deliver that running on clouds experience, and they either do it through super soft foams or like On through the Cloud Tech, what may or may not be a gimmick in most use cases. This is doing it through a foam that's right in that Goldilocks zone, and this, it just has a perfect squish down. It's not too soft. It's right in that middle. So it's great for cushion comfort, man. And I really hate the internet sometimes. You know why? I'm out here Monday screaming about this, that. And it sets off a firestorm in the comments. Right, and then 3 days later, I go on this long, thoughtful discourse about the journey of starting a profitable business and reminiscing on the handcrafted hobbies of my youth in my days playing lacrosse. No comments, no engagement on that. I hate the internet, man. People want to see me just be a take factory. Just have to say this is the best, this is the trash, this. Just get everybody riled up all the time. Here's my hot take. The world would be a better place without hot takes. We need some tepid conversation. We need some lukewarm poetry, man. We need some spoken word. The Hoka Clifton 10 is the spoken word ASMR of running shoes. And people get mad at influencers, right? Oh, influencers. Do influencers and their clickbait. 5 reasons you need to stop doing this now. But it works. That's why people do it. If you say the comprehensive guide to maintaining a balanced outlook on life during marathon training as a first-time father, nobody cares. You gotta say, here's how to be a real man. You're not a real man unless you do these 5 things. Alpha men don't do these 3 terrible habits. I hate the internet, man. And the dads in Mint Hill are getting active today. Why? He's got a decision to make. This has been on my honey-do list for 3 summers now. If I don't do it today, I got Casey's softball game next weekend. Weekend after that, Carla's mom is coming into town. I promised after I did that 18 holes last weekend that I would get to it, but now that I'm looking at this mess, I just, man, what did I get myself into? It's only about 10 a.m. right now. If I head to Lowe's, come back with the stuff I need, it'll be about 11. Gosh. Thing is, I signed up for it, so I don't think I can back out now. If I can, and I do, that means about 2.5 gosh dang months of the silent treatment. I'm not sure that's worth it. Mr. Windflow is even getting some miles in this morning. Why would you play? Why would you buy this shoe when the Nova Blast 5 is $140? Why would anybody buy that shoe? Because not everybody wants a Nova Blast 5. Some people just want a shoe to get Sue off their back that's comfortable when they're going to Lowe's. That's what a lot of these boys, actual boys, don't understand, man. Some people just want a shoe that's gonna look decent when they go to soccer practice after 10 hours of sitting in accounting meetings. And that's the Clifton 10. Hoka Clifton 10 hours of accounting meetings. Best running shoe. Saturday recovery in the books. Man, this is really the best time of year. We got the lawnmowers going. We got the fescue popping off. Perfect temperature. It's about 68 American. Man, beautiful. 4 miles, 1600, 7:38 pace, 31 minutes, 44 seconds. I'm trying to find something wrong with this shoe. It's another one of those shoes where for these 30-minute runs, it's basically perfect. There's nothing wrong with it for this use case. This is the exact perfect use case of this shoe. Worry-free comfort. It's like a freshly baked sugar cookie with a tall glass of full-fat oat milk. We've got the lawnmowers going, but that's okay. It's suburban ASMR out here. Yeah, some days it's nice to play the classics, right? Throw on the oldies, have a nice tall glass of milk, some freshly baked goods, and vibe out on the weekend. That's what this thing is. It feels comfortable. It feels like coming home. It feels like a perfectly worn in pair of blue jeans. No, you're not going to be cutting through the red carpet at the Met Gala and having all the cameras turned toward you, but that's not the point of this shoe. If you wanted to do that, you would get a bright pink pair of Super Blast 2, right? Completely uncomfortable bricks. No, I'm not going to go there. But there are trendier, higher tech, higher stacked, higher price tag shoes on the market that are going to deliver more exciting ride experiences than the Clifton 10. But this thing is dialed in for its exact intended purpose. It smashes it for what it's supposed to be, which is a lifestyle shoe that you can run in. Now, Hoka's not going to say that. If you look at their website, I guarantee you it says springy, this, soft comfort, that, enjoy miles and confidence, long runs, etc., etc. That's marketing. But Bondi is the shoe with higher stack, more of that modern foam with the supercritical process that it's gone through, that supercritical EVA. It means it's been livened up with gas. It's a lot bouncier than this. Of course, you have the Mach X2, that plastic plated speed training shoe. You have the Skyward X, Max Stack, Super Max Stack shoe designed for fun. This is $150, $75 cheaper than the Skyward X, $25 cheaper or $20 cheaper than the Bondi. It's none of those things. It's a shoe that feels good to lace up. It's gonna be great for walking. It's gonna be great for yard work, school work, but you can actually run in it. I think that's the thing that sometimes gets lost because it is the entry level. That's not actually true. The Rincon is the entry level to the Hoka performance lineup at 125 or 130. That thing is not good. That thing is horrible. The foam in there is, I don't know what it is. It's not the same foam as this, because this foam is actually nice, great impact absorption, but because it's 150 and not 170, it's not the Skyflow, which is bouncier than this as well, but this is more comfortable than the Skyflow, I have to say, and it has a wider, more forgiving fit than the Skyflow. So it's not any of those other shoes, and this is what I had to say about the Vomero 18 as well. People levy these expectations on these famous nameplate shoes, and sometimes they don't live up to them. I think this is an underrated shoe actually, because there's not a lot of expectations on it, but you actually can run in it. My friend Charles posted on the Supple app yesterday, give me a good dad drip shoe. Now this colorway, I don't know if this is dad drip, this is Disney Pixar colorway here, but this is the type of shoe. If you are a dad looking for something comfortable, this would be great. It reminds me a lot of the Ghost Max, the OG Ghost Max that I love so much with that perfectly broken in EVA foam. Very similar feeling here, where it's all about the impact absorption, it's all about the smooth roll, and it's all about just getting out of the way and letting you run, walk, or do whatever you need to do with the sneaker. So who should buy this shoe? If you are looking for a comfortable sneaker and you want something that's going to be reliable, that you're not gonna have to think about, you should buy the Clifton 10. If you want the bounciest ride experience, go for the Skyward X out of Hoka, or go for the Mizuno Neo Zen, or even go for the Asics Nova Blast 5. And this is a question that I see coming up over and over again with any $150 or $160 shoe that I review and talk about. People say, why would you buy that if you can get the Nova Blast 5? Not everybody wants the latest in tech. Not everybody wants super bouncy. And there are flaws to a shoe like the Nova Blast 5. There are compromises that come with it being such a high performance, versatile running shoe. First, it feels very much like a running shoe. Same thing with the Nova Blast 4, and I see a lot of people actually walking around in the Nova Blast 4. It's not the most comfortable shoe for me. The heel is disjointed. There's none of that choppiness here. Very smooth. This foam is also tuned perfectly and precisely for comfort. In the same way that the midsole of an Alpha Fly is tuned for you to put as much power down through the middle and the front of that platform as possible, this midsole is tuned to take the burden off, so that you can coast along, so that you can glide, so that it feels like walking or running on clouds. They did a really nice job with this EVA. There still is a place for standard EVA. Some brands are hanging on and doing it well, this shoe and the Endorphin Trainer. And again, the Endorphin Trainer at $180, if you're looking for a long run shoe with more bounce and you're a heel striker and you want something fun for marathon training, get the Endorphin Trainer, but not this. But this is gonna slide in as that shoe that you can take to the gym, that you can take to the office. If you're going on a trip and you want something for walking around all day and you have a budget of $150, this would be great. Another good option is the Nike Vomero 18. And there can be multiple good options, right? We don't always have to say this thing is so much better than the other. Those are both really solid shoes. Maybe I'll do a head-to-head comparison at some point, but two very similar shoes with the same purpose. Shoes that are comfortable, that you can lace up to go for runs. Vomero 18 does have more cushion, and they did put in their race day foam on the top layer for more bounce. That one likely has more bounce and maybe more protection, but the protection here really is great, especially for how lightweight it is. So, downsides, if you are going to be going past 30 minutes, and I haven't even gone past 30 minutes in this shoe. If you want to see high mileage testing on the Clifton 10, it's not going to happen on this channel because that's not what it's designed to do, and I'm really trying to do a better job this year of not just randomly doing things on shoes that are unnecessary and making the most out of my miles. So doing speed workouts in the speed shoes, doing long runs with marathon training style workouts in the marathon race shoes so I could put them to the intended paces and purposes that they're designed to do. And with this one, it's this. So going for 30 minutes is perfect. I can tell just from the foam, from the use case, you're going to be able to go an hour long or longer with it, but they're just better options on the market. Even from this run today, if I wanted to mash pace, if I wanted to get down to 6:30, it can do it, and I was picking up the pace here and there, and it's capable of it, but it's not a speed training shoe. I would go for the Skyflow, and Hoka's option for that. But if you want cushioned comfort that's just gonna get out of the way and let you do your thing, bada boom, bada bang. Clifton 10. So I really enjoyed this shoe. If you're looking for a replacement for your old Clifton, you're not gonna be disappointed by this. Is this gonna bring new buyers into the Hoka camp? No, but that's what the Skyflow, Mach X2, the new Bandai, and the Skyward X are for. And if you want more in-depth comparisons on this versus those, go check out the first run review I did. I wanted to do a revisit of this before it came out because it's dropping on, I think it's dropping on April 15th. So really comfortable shoe, soft, nice smooth comfort. I'm not gonna say it's a banger, but it's a great shoe for what it is designed to do. All right, that's all I have for you today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video.